Hi everyone! In this video, I'll be showing you 7 different ways to do marble nails with regular nail polish. So many tutorials for marble nails are for use with gel polish, which is easy to work with for marble designs because it doesn't dry until you cure it under UV light, but it's not something that everyone is able to use or comfortable working with at home. And so I wanted to summarize some different ways that you can create these marble looks with regular nail varnish. All of the designs in this video have been achieved with 3 of the Holotaco creme polishes: Not Milky White, Duct Tape Grey, and One Coat Black, but you should be able to use almost any polishes you want to. In all cases, I have started out with a base of Not Milky White before adding the marble effect on top. The techniques I'm presenting here are suitable for a range of different skill levels, including beginners, and they all have quite different final results, so I hope that there's something here for everyone. Let's get started! First up is a water marble design. I like to protect my skin with Scotch tape for water marbling, and I use 3 pieces of tape, one longer piece that goes around the sides and end of my finger, and then 2 small pieces at the cuticle, like so. For the marbling, you'll want to start with a cup of filtered room temperature water. Add the polishes and then drag a toothpick or orange stick through the bullseye to create your marble design. Then you want to dip the finger into the part of the design you want. I'm doing 2 fingers at a time here. Keep the nails submerged until you've used a stick to clear away the excess polish off the surface of the water, and then you can pull your fingers back out of the water. Now you can carefully pull off the Scotch tape and clean up any other polish on the skin using a cleanup brush dipped in acetone. Finish off by adding a top coat of your choice. The next marble technique I'm showing is also a water marble, but this time we're going to use hairspray to create a veiny effect with the polish on the water. Add a drop of polish to your water dish, and then carefully spray a small amount of hairspray towards the polish. This might take some practice. If you spray too hard, you might just push all the polish to the edge of the cup, and you want to work quickly because it won't work if the polish has already dried. The hairspray technique doesn't work with every single polish. Some polishes just don't behave the same way in my experience, so you may need to test them first. Once you've got some nice thready looking designs on the water, you can carefully dip your finger and arrange some of these onto the nail. I like to use a toothpick or orange stick to help me gently move the polish around and out of the way so that I don't get too much on the nail. Then repeat this process for any other colours you want, and finish with top coat. I love this effect and I think it looks really unique. The third technique I'm going to show you is a smoosh marble. Yes, that is the scientific name. This is one of the easiest techniques, so it's very beginner friendly. You'll just need a nail stamper and something to protect your skin. I'm using Holotaco's protective peel to protect my skin, but you can also use Scotch tape if you want. So now all you need to do is add some drops of polish to a cleanable or disposable surface. Then smoosh the stamper into the polish a few times, moving it around and mixing the colours a little bit. While the polish is still wet, dab the stamper onto the nail. Peel off the skin protection while the polish is still wet. And then do any extra cleanup with a brush dipped in acetone. Once that's dry, you can finish off with a protective top coat. The next two designs are different ways to create marble decals that you can stick onto the nails. The advantages of these techniques are that you can create more than you need and choose your favorite parts of the design to put on your nails. You'll need a surface that you can peel nail polish off. Some people use a silicone mat, but I prefer using nail stampers, as they make it really easy to peel the decal off once it's dried. So first we'll do a drag marble. Start by painting with your base color in an area a bit bigger than your nail, and then add some small drops of the contrasting colors using a toothpick or small dotting tool and drag it through to create your marble design. Then all you need to do is let it dry, peel it up, and cut off the excess. If the decal doesn't stick to your base coat of polish, you can use a sticky base coat like the Orly Bonder base. Finish off by using a cleanup brush dipped in acetone to make sure that all the edges are adhered to the nail, then add your top coat. The next technique is a drip marble. You want to add drops of polish to an area a little bigger than the nail, and make sure that there's enough polish so that when you tilt the surface, the polish moves around. Keep tilting it in different directions until you have a design that you're happy with. You can get some really diverse effects using this technique. Once you're happy with how it looks, let it dry, and then you can peel it up and stick it to the nail. As before, cut off the excess, use a brush dipped in acetone to smooth and clean up the edges, and then finish with a top coat. The next technique is a scoop marble. With this technique, you need the polish to be very liquid. So the way I achieve this is to mix the polish with nail polish thinner. First, I add a drop or two of the nail polish thinner to my work surface, and then add drops of the polish and mix them up a bit using a toothpick. Next, I use a flat brush to scoop up some of the polish and then gently let it flow onto the nail. You can keep scooping and painting until you've gotten your desired effect. Once it's dried on the nail, you can finish with a top coat. The final technique I'm going to show you is a stamping design. I'm using a stamping plate from Maniology, but you can find stamping plates with marble designs from lots of plate manufacturers. I find I get the best looking results when I roughly mix the colours in my marble stamping designs. So to start off with, I'm using white with a couple of drops of grey, and then scraping over a few times to mix the colours before picking it up with a stamper and stamping it onto the nail. In a second layer, I pick a different part of the design and use grey with a drop of black polish, mix them a little bit with the scraper, and then transfer that to the nail. And then do any extra cleanup with a brush dipped in acetone. With stamped designs, I always finish with a smudge-proof top coat first, before applying my regular top coat. So there you have it, 7 different ways to create marble designs with regular nail polish, no gel required. I will list all of the products and equipment I used in the video description, and if you have any questions at all, leave me a comment below and I will reply as soon as I can. If you liked this video and thought it was helpful, please leave a like, maybe check out some of my other videos, and I'll see you next time.